The following podcast is recommended for mature audiences only. The following podcast is recommended for adults only. Maturity is not a requirement.
Hello and welcome to Dear Download, a podcast about Download Festival, music and the industry, and all other aspects related to rock and heavy metal. I can't believe I didn't do the age-old joke of welcome to Bay Bloodstock, a podcast about Bloodstock Festival. I feel like I can't do that again, but it also feels weird saying a podcast about Download Festival. We're going to talk about Bloodstock. Anyway. I am Adam, and as always, I am here with Simon. How you doing, my man?
Hello, good day to you. Good Bloodstock bay to you, my bay friend. I don't know.
Go on.
Yeah, I don't know. That's it. I'm done. Anyway,
That's it.
See you later, guys.
See you later. There's going to be at least one thing you can talk about. And then we'll cut the episode short. Other than Bloodstock, what's going on with you? How are you doing, my man? No, I've already said about it. What's going with you?
Yeah, I'm good. Very good. I'm glad that the weather has dipped down a bit and it's nice and cool. So much so that when I came into this room, I closed the windows because I was cold. And I'm like, this is fantastic. And I did go to Home Sense the other day and buy myself a new, lovely, furry feeling throw for the winter. So
very nice.
Yeah, so I'm not going to use it yet, but it's sitting there lovely and new. It's got loads of weird sort of goth eyes all over it, but Home Sense has got loads of good shit in at the moment. So when me and Vicky,
Home Sense is good.
Oh, it's so good.
Especially
and they've got all of the
Halloween.
They've got all of the Halloween stuff in there already because people just fucking love that shit. And they've got all of the like autumn stuff in there. So they've got all of the pumpkins and the pumpkin spice latte candles, and that's all the stuff that me and Vicky love. So I probably spent way too much money in there the other day. I bought like a giant pumpkin candle. We bought that throw. We bought fucking, I don't know what else, pillows, all sorts of shit we were buying. So we are suckers for Home Sense. But anyway, I digress. I'm not even sure what I was talking about to begin with. But yeah, I like the cold weather. So I'm happy that horrifically hot weather has finally effed off.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cooler for the rest of the week as well. But yes, it's been hard working in it since before down. It's probably like the middle of May that it started, and it's just been like a 3-month heat wave.
Oh yeah, like so much so that I got a tattoo to remember this year's hot festival season. Like that's how much this hot festival season has been like, hey, I need to remember this one. So it actually inspired a tattoo. So that's just how I mean, dude, 3 boiling hot festivals. That is mental. All 3 months apart, like all in different months. That's just insane.
Yeah. And do you know what we spoke about? Actually, 2000 Trees. It just looked hot. You could tell it was hot. You know, how I know we'll get into Bloodstock fully in a little bit, but I might forget. So, how was Bloodstock's heat compared to Trees?
I mean, it wasn't that sort of. It was still hot, like too hot. Some days you're like, you know, Shane. If you've seen the vlog, everyone's seen how ginger Shane is. Okay. And he is a lad. And do you know what? For someone as fair-skinned as him, he just doesn't give a fuck. He just goes out in it. But you know, I'm fair-skinned as well, but I fare just a little bit better in the sun. But still, at some points, I was like, we can't go outside, dude. So we were just sat like in that bit of my tent, trying to sort of sit back every time the sun would move, so there would be no direct sunlight on us. So it was pretty hot. It wasn't like Trees where you literally felt like you were burning at every moment of the day, but it still was far too hot to be at a festival that has almost no shade. So yes, it was definitely. And you can't see it in this light, but my watch tan, my skin is a completely different color to what it is normally. Like I am not the person I normally am, and that's thankful to download and then being really hot and tanned. It's absolutely scorching at trees, and then Bloodstock has just kept topping up my tan. So yeah, but yeah, it was really hot.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Yeah.
Before we go into it fully, I haven't really done much either. I haven't done much since download apart from work out in this heat, and it's sucked. It's really So it's
I know what I'm
nice.
complaining about. You're in the sun every single day.
Yeah. I mean, it's been all right most days. There's only been a handful of days, 5 or 6, where it was unbearably hot, where we had to sort of just sit in the van for a little bit to cool down. There was one day actually a nice guy. We sat at the back of the van, just trying to chill out. We couldn't physically go again at that point. I had to take a break, and somebody drove past us, and he brought us 2 ice cold cans of Diet Coke out. It was amazing. Like, thank you.
That's insane.
Yeah. So that was nice.
That's really nice.
But yeah, like I said, only a handful of times that it was unbearably hot, and I had to take my face spray out with me. But generally, I mean, I haven't had any time off since download now. I'm generally knackered.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a couple of weeks off coming up, so I'm looking forward to that. Really looking forward to it, because I'm done in. I'm done already. I need a break. But enough about my blood, sweat, and tears. Let's hear more about your weekend in waves and waves of people. The Olympics at Bloodstock. Yes, I did a sappening.
That was really good. That was really good. I'm very happy with that. Well done, dude.
I've been planning that, and then I asked about the weather, and I was like, shit, I've skipped it, and I don't know how I'm going to bring it back to it. We got there.
You've done it.
Yeah, it's time for us to copy other people. We are running out of ideas.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Running out of our own ideas. We haven't even started stealing other people's yet. Fucking hell.
So yeah. Did I say it in the podcast or before, when we were chatting before? But yes, I have watched your vlog all the way through. I've watched Dippy Donut's vlog all the way through, even though it's only been out for about 36 hours. I thoroughly enjoyed both of them, and it looked absolutely amazing.
Yes.
How was it?
Very good. It's a very, very good year.
Very good.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I'm never surprised that Bloodstock's good, but because of the lineup this year, I think it really pushed people to be like, this is going to be amazing. It's 100% the most rammed I've seen Bloodstock. Like, the arena was absolutely packed, which is a good thing for me, being a downloader. I know the old school Bloodstockers hate to see our kind there, but we'll get more into that.
Though 90% of them are probably also old school downloaders.
Yeah, I think it's the new downloaders they don't like.
Yeah.
Like I said in the vlog, I've never seen so many download t-shirts at Bloodstock. Like, at points it was ludicrous. Every other person that walked past me was wearing a download shirt of some sort. Like, I was just thinking to myself, it's like a skit where people are just keep coming with just different download shirts on. I didn't know how insane it was until I was there, and I was like, wow, okay. And then, like I said, Vicky saw loads of people writing in all the stalls and stuff saying, like, keep the downloaders away. Oh, they're ruining the festival. I was like, your festival would not sell out without downloaders.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
there would be no sellout festival if you took away the people that regularly go to download and Bloodstock, because I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
But apparently I'm one of the bad people, because apparently what the Bloodstock elite think is, since the festival came back in 2021, it's been the better alternative to download, which means that it's attracted all the downloaders. So apparently, if you're a it does make sense. If you're a downloader that didn't go to Bloodstock before 2021, you are the reason that Bloodstock is the way it is now. And by that I mean popular and making loads of money. You know, I don't see any sort of downfall here. I don't understand. They still play loads of metal. They still have black metal. They still have deathcore. They have all the metal. You haven't got fucking, I don't know, Prodigy playing, or, you know, Chasing Status on one of the fucking stages. It's still a metal festival, only now it's an extremely profitable, busy festival. I don't understand what they're going on about, how it's making it any worse. I don't get it. I'm sure if you're an old school Bloodstocker with a thorn in your side, you can tell me different, but I don't see how it's making it any worse at all.
No. So what you're saying is that Bloodstock is a better festival, which in probably many, many ways it is. So it's going to attract other people that haven't been before.
Yeah.
What? That makes sense. Yeah. Of course it's going to.
Yeah. Does that not mean you're just putting on a really good festival that loads of people want to go? I mean, you've seen, next year, the early birds, all the tickets have released. It's nearly sold out already.
God, yeah. It's insane. Is it just, I should have looked at that, but it was like 85% sold out a few days ago. Is that just the early bird, or is that generally everything? I think it's on sale general.
It is general. I don't think they've released all the tickets. I'm sure there'll be like a second wave or like a last wave.
Okay.
And anyway, it's so far away. I'm sure if you really, really wanted to go, you could get a ticket on Tixel or whatever, if you wanted to. I wanted to do the installment plan, but it appears I've missed out on that opportunity already, which is crazy.
Yeah, that went quick,
Yeah, it went really quick. So I'm a bit bummed about that because I don't... Bloodstock is one of those festivals that you want... It is like I've done that whole joke about that giant Pringle, but that Pringle perfectly explains Bloodstock in a festival, because once you pop, you really can't stop going to Bloodstock.
Nice.
it is the perfect analogy for Bloodstock, and the fact they had a giant Pringle there this year, because it is one of those festivals you go to, and now you'll want to go every single year, which is why since 2021 and loads of people have been going, it's just got busier and busier and busier and busier. It just makes perfect sense, really. But yeah.
We can get in. I wasn't sure at what point I was going to ask this question, or I guess I think it would make a statement, really. But from what's in your vlog, I mean, we've said so many times recently that download was the same. As soon as you go to download, you keep going back. And we've said the early years are the most memorable years for a lot of people, because just random shit is going on. Mm-hmm. People's best memories are when they are doing just something completely bonkers. And download doesn't happen at download anymore.
No.
That is exactly what Bloodstock is. There isn't as much entertainment, so people make their own entertainment. And so, as soon as you go, it is the old download. It's as soon as you go, you need to go every year.
That's how I explained it to people, like people I know that are my friends that don't go to download anymore, for instance. I'm like, Bloodstock is what download used to be to us. It has that sort of party vibe in the camp. Like we've talked about many times, at download, the party used to be in the campsite. Now it's in District X. At Bloodstock, the party is still in the campsites. That's where your main
Midgard.
Yeah, where your main basically Midgard. Yeah,
the campsite that doesn't sleep apparently. From what I've seen.
Oh, people, just like it's constant noise. Like I understand, Chid's coming this year, and I don't know if you want me to mention this, but he finds it hard to sleep when it's noisy sometimes because he's a fucking bad sleeper anyway. So he wanted to go to a campsite a little further away so he could get a bit of kip, which makes perfect sense because if you stay in Midgard, there will be people partying till 7 o'clock in the morning. So just prepare yourself for that. And if you're an old school downloader, you're like, oh, this is fucking great. This is just hearing people partying at 3 in the morning is just making me happy. I'll go to bed with a big smile on my face. Like I can sleep through that stuff, so I'm all right.
What's the opposite of PTSD? Where's good nostalgic memories and not bad.
You're going to be in your tent going, oh God, download 2007. My brain's starting to hurt. It's going to start like taking you back to all these bad non-sleeping memories again.
Good memories. I said the opposite of PTSD.
Oh, the opposite. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what that would be like having an out of body, having an out of body nostalgic experience while just laying in bed at Bloodstock. But it does have that vibe. And this year even more so, they took away all the rides. So there was even less to do in the arena. So it literally was everyone back to Midgard, let's fucking party. And I'd done that multiple times this time because I was like, I'm just going to walk around and just talk to people or just hang around in a big group of people and just see what happens. And I think that's why, we have talked about you going a few times. I think that's why you would really love it, because you would stand there and go, do you know what? This feels like 15 years ago at Download.
Yeah.
Like this is what we used to do at Download. That's how you'll feel.
Yeah, and without trying to be an old man who's stuck in the past, you are absolutely right. How I was quite gutted that I couldn't go this year, although I was knackered. I think I would need to go quite easy at Download to be able to go to both of them. I need to take it easy at Download, go to ROP or stay in a hotel or something.
Yeah.
But like I said, you're absolutely right. I'm sure most people who listen to this know I have been to Download every single year. I've never been to Bloodstock. But for at least 15 years, so yeah, probably from like 2010 and before, I've been saying I would be better off at Bloodstock. But because even though that's not the kind of music I listen to regularly, I could just walk into any tent at any point and I would love it and I would feel it. Download these days, you can't just walk into a random tent. You don't know what type of music you're going to get.
It's very varied, yeah.
Yeah, Bloodstock, I would appreciate pretty much everything they put on live, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But I've been saying that for, like I said, for a long time. But from watching your vlog, I realise it's also because it's just the general vibe of the festival is another reason why I would be far better off at Bloodstock than Download. But yeah, I feel like I can't break the streak of Download. So that is, yeah.
Well, you're gonna have to break it at some point. You can't go for the rest of your life, surely. At some point,
that's true.
You're gonna have to say to yourself at some point, right? I'm actually gonna have to not go to Download this year.
Yeah.
Like something has to give at some point. Like you can't go to every single one. Or do you know what you could do? You really hope that they move it soon, and it will move at some point. It either moves or it rebrands, and when it does, you go to that last one, you go to the one after to see what it's like, and then you fuck it off for a few years. Because then you'll be like, I went to all the Downloads.
Yeah.
It's not called Download anymore. I went to all the Downloads. Like, that's what you need to do. You need to wait until they move or rebrand so it's so different that you can say that you've done all of them. I mean, technically, we've said this about the thing before. There's so many phases of Download now. I mean, really, have you been to all the Downloads? Yeah, because they're the same every year, bar the bands. So technically, you've already been to every single Download. I don't know how different it can possibly be now because they can't move over there. They're sort of stuck over there. I don't see how it can change anymore.
You're just saying a different version of that. I've read every book because I've read the dictionary and it's got all the words in it.
Kind of.
Different order. I get what you mean. But if I was to have to choose between Download or something else, it's going to be Download every time because of that pull. It's like I'm a stubborn git, and I can't decide to do something over Download at the minute. But like I said, I would have to just go to both, or more than one. Take it easy at Download, not spend too much money.
But I don't think you'd need to take it easy at Bloodstock. You don't have to walk for 45 minutes to get anywhere.
That's a good point.
You don't have to jog halfway across the earth. You can go back to your tent and have a lie down, and then go back in for the bands and not miss basically anything. You don't. I honestly think you could go mental, have that month gap and be perfectly fine and full of energy. You won't run out of energy at Bloodstock unless the sun's beating down on you. That does drain you a little bit. But I mean, like, my legs have never hurt at Bloodstock, ever. But at Download, it feels like you've done an entire marathon 5 times.
Yeah, you do make a good point there. I wouldn't have thought about that. But, so I will, I'll get there at some point. You'll probably give us a general overview of how it went at the end. Do you want to, I don't know, walk us through your weekend at Bloodstock?
I shall.
Maybe in chronological order, some important bits that happened along the way.
All right, well, let's do that. It was
your idea. It was your idea. I just said it after you said it.
Yeah, but no, they didn't, the audience didn't hear that bit, so you could have parted it off as your idea.
I know.
You should have. I don't know what you're thinking.
Because it's funnier if I say that after.
that is actually funnier. Yeah, than just taking credit for it. I like it. So I had an early arrival. So we were there. I think in 2021 we done 5 days because of the COVID thing. They added the Wednesday, so you could get that. And I don't think that was an early bird. It's just that the festival was 5 days. But ever since then, it's been an early bird deal. You have to get to go on the Wednesday. So for the last 3 years, I've just been going on the Thursday. We haven't bothered with the Wednesday really. So you're doing a 4-day rather than a 5-day. But Chids and Stu and everyone was like, "Oh, we're all going to go on the Wednesday this year." So I thought, well, I don't want to be the only one turning up on the Thursday, so I'll go on the Wednesday as well. So that's how I decided to get a Wednesday ticket and turn it into a 5-day festival more than a 4-day. And it was a very different vibe turning up on the Wednesday. Because it was a sellout year. I picked Shane up. We drove there. It was really easy to get there. There really wasn't much traffic on the roads. But when you got there, I mean, we queued for 3 hours in a queue to get into this festival. It was fine because it was nice weather. Everyone was in a good mood. People were playing music. We had beers. Everyone had beers. It was a very good vibe. It wasn't like everyone was standing in a line for 3 hours, getting annoyed, being like, "Oh, come on, when are we going to get in?" Everyone was quite jovial. So it wasn't being annoyed at waiting for 3 hours. It's just about 2 hours through, we were like, this is taking an awfully long time to get into this festival. I must have queued, I think last year, or I think maybe 2022 was the most we've queued. I queued for about 45 minutes to get in because it was quite busy. But yeah, I haven't queued for 3 hours to get into a festival for a very long time. We're talking early download days was when they used to make you queue a lot.
Yeah. I was going to say that. Again, like the old download.
Yeah. So I haven't done it for a long time, so I didn't really mind it that much because we don't really do it that much these days, which was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Wednesday was boiling hot, and it was weird to walk in. Normally, when you come in on the Thursday, most people have set up in Midgard because it's the busiest place. I don't know how busy the other surrounding camps are, but Midgard normally has loads of tents and you sort of have to find a space. So it was interesting walking into the festival and there being like you do it when you first get in quite early at download with just giant open spaces where you can actually go, "Oh, we'll go over there," instead of having to squeeze your tent in amongst everyone else's. So that was different. It was good. And I was very excited. So me and Shane started drinking very early. Very, very early to be.
I would have with that queue. And I would have been fucked by the end of it because I'm a lightweight.
And Shane is bringing these super strong dayers with him. And you're like, "Oh, dude, give me a beer." And you're expecting him to hand you like a 4.5 or maybe a 5, and he hands you something, and you go, "Oh, that looks nice." You open it, and start drinking. You look at it, you realize he's just handed you a fucking 8% beer, and then you're like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna be drunk after one of these." And that's exactly what happened. And then I got even more excited, and I was like, "Dude." I was like, "Oh my god, I've still got this thing of Jack Daniels that's left in my bag since download." So I just started sipping it. And then the sips turn into big chugs, and then I'm giving it to him. He's giving it to me, and before you know it, I am absolutely off my rocker, swatted by I don't know, 3 p.m. maybe. It's just gone already. Apparently, on our second trip back to the car, which I don't remember at all, I was making noise.
Second trip.
Don't remember the second trip at all.
Way. Yeah. Hey, that's a good way of getting out of doing trips.
I did think that. The next day I was like, I don't remember doing this second trip. I have just no memory of ever doing it, so I don't remember the pain of carrying all the rest of the stuff there.
Yeah.
So I think I might use that trick at download next year.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
You're so drunk that you invent teleportation.
Drunk teleportation. If you don't remember being there, were you there?
No.
Well, I was because I filmed bits
Yes, hang
still
on.
somehow.
Yeah.
But you were there. Yeah, you were. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Shane was telling me that I was doing all sorts of weird shit that I don't remember, like making loads of weird noises, trying to talk to people walking past me, making loads of weird, inappropriate jokes. I don't know what I was doing. I was twatted. Apparently, as well, I was just shouting, "God, I can't wait till I'm dead." As well, that was a few more things I was shouting. I don't know. Apparently I was just becoming a madman before his eyes.
Yeah, I was about to say that doesn't sound right. That you were drunker than you were drunk quicker than Shane.
Exactly.
From what I know of him from your from your stag do.
So it was out of the wheelhouse. But that wasn't even the craziest thing that happened that day. The craziest thing is we set up our tents. We were sitting like on the edge of my tent when we were drinking the Jack Daniels. So I wasn't really that pissed at this time, but we were quite tipsy. And we had Motorhead on. We were going, oh man, this is going to be such a great 5 days. And then 3 of these girls came past and started setting up their tents there. And I don't remember what we were doing. We were doing voices over them because we were going, oh, what's this one saying to that girl? Oh, no, we were doing voices. And then about 10 minutes into doing this, I went, hold on a minute. I know these people. Like, for some reason, because we were like, I don't know, we were just in our own world making jokes and like listening to Motorhead and just doing loads of crazy stuff. I didn't tweak in my brain or like really take in any of their faces that I actually knew them. I just saw them as sort of
you
blank.
Weren't looking at faces, were you?
I wasn't. Blank festival goers.
What do you mean she has a face? Oh, there it is.
But what I meant was like they were just like, you know, like if this was a simulation, they were just blank sort of, you know, just they weren't there. They were just background. And then I saw one of their faces and I saw the other face and I went, oh my God. No, I genuinely know these people. And Shane looked at me as if to say, what on earth are you on about? You don't know these people. And then I walked over there and it started hugging. And then Shane was like, I can't believe he fucking knows these people. He actually knows these people. Like, it wasn't just hanging around. So as it turns out, the story is these guys, me and Carter, like there was only 2 of us that went to Download 2017. And these guys camped next to us at Download 2017. And we became friends. And, you know, we're still Facebook friends, all that sort of stuff on social media. But I haven't actually seen these guys in the flesh since 2017. So it was like, how have the same people camped next to me at 2 different festivals? Like, I know it's like quite a long time apart, but
that's
like
a long time apart.
For the odds of that to actually happen, for them to camp next to you both times at 2 different festivals is probably statistically quite not in your favor for that to actually happen if you don't know where these people are. So
that's incredible.
So I was just like, I can't believe you guys are coming here again. This was insane. So it was really great to catch up with them. You know, spoke to them a lot. They were camped right next to our lot for the whole festival. It was just great. So that one was like even more mind blowing. I was just like, this couldn't be a better beginning to a festival. Like, it was just so like, this is all too much for me. This is just tripping me out. Which is great.
It was weird. Like you actually explained that in the vlog, but quite a bit later. And I was like, who are these people? You're talking to them like if you know them. I've never seen them come up or like on anything that you do. I was like, it's weird. And then you explained it later on.
My Download 2017 vlog isn't available for everyone on YouTube anymore. But if you were to watch that, it's not a vlog. It's a GoPro footage with music over it. So it's not really a vlog, but it is footage of Download 2017. If you were to watch that, you go, oh, I recognize these people now because they are in that video.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which is, like I said, just fucking insane. So it was just a really great first day, and I got extremely drunk, and then I sobered up a little bit, and then I was able to actually have conversations with these people, and then we went out in the evening and saw loads of bin jousting and hung around in Midgard for ages and just fucked around the whole night. It was one of the best first days I've ever had at a festival. It was bloody brilliant. So I think that maybe, you know, getting a Wednesday ticket for Bloodstock might be worth it in future, just to have that extra day.
I was so glad that you caught some of the illegal bin jousting.
Yes.
So glad that it actually happened still, and that you caught the footage of it, because it probably was shut down. It probably happened quite a few times over the weekend, but it probably got shut down very quickly after it started. So,
I mean, you can see on the footage there was probably 5 or 6 jousts, and then security were there. And as you saw the footage, that pushed them away. Everyone's booing. People like getting in front of the bins. Not really giving them too much stick, but kind of just giving them a little bit, just enough stick. But yeah, so it was great to see that. I mean, I'm going to say when I was first going, because I've only been going since 2021, but they have plastic bins now, which don't have the same effect as the old metal bins did. I know it's far more dangerous, but it's far more fun when you hear the bins come together. Whereas now, it doesn't really, you still have the impact and people flying off, but it doesn't have that massive pow that the sort of metal bins did. So that's the only bit now that's lacking from the illegal bin jousting, is that metal to metal sound. But still really great to see that people are still doing it. And do you know what? I heard so many weird plans over the weekend. I heard some guy say, so a couple of guys that I met and hang out with there, one of them, Ali, was telling me that, oh my God, there's a secret plan for Sunday night, right? So people have brought spare tents and they're going to get bins and put them in the tents and then zip the tents up. So security don't know where the bins are, right? And then on Sunday night, everyone's going to bring the bins out and have a giant joust with 40 bins or whatever. I don't know how they were going to do it. And I don't think this ever came to fruition, but I was like, that is fucking amazing. And I really hope that this happens.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Just ridiculous forward planning to hold these illegal bin jousts. But it's probably going to be everybody has heard of somebody who's got a spare tent, but nobody actually brought one. It's
probably
the rumors you heard back when you were kids, I can't think of any examples that are similar, but everyone knew the Marilyn Manson thing. I bet it was like that. I bet, But I mean, it's a cool idea.
It's just funny.
It's
that's what you said. I love that level of forward planning where you think a group of people have come up with this and they're trying to bring it into fruition. I just thought that was just excellent. I thought that was really good. I think
it's great. If they did actually do that or plan for it to happen, even if they didn't go through with it, that is a very cool idea.
Oh yeah,
like it.
It's great. So I'm not sure if it ever came to fruition. I didn't see it, but nevertheless, it was just a fantastic idea. So, but yeah, no, the illegal bin jousting was great fun and good to see. And yeah, it did get shut down pretty quickly, but it was a whole lot of fun to see.
Yeah,
but yeah,
awesome.
But Thursday, boy, was I hungover Thursday morning. In that video, where I'm talking and then I just stop and put my head down. That is
talk over it. I'll take over from here.
There's no more footage after that, of me talking. I literally stopped the camera because I physically could not get a story out of me. I was just trying to film that. I was like, you know what? I can't. I'm just going to not film at all. And that's when I just I thought, okay, I'll do a freeze frame and I'll talk over it later on. But that was me genuinely trying my absolute hardest in the state I was in to try and talk to the camera. And yeah, it was really not working. So I mean, it was the same at download on the Thursday, but both Thursdays of Bloodstock and download, I was I think I might have been even worse at download. But I did not feel good Thursday morning at all. No. So I was just I was just vitamin drinks, tablets, Rennies, paracetamol, fucking just everything I possibly could to feel better. And to be fair, I had to go meet Tom, who was coming at 11ish. So I kind of had to force myself out of the tent. And then when I was walking around, obviously I bumped into loads of people that watched the channel or I just genuinely knew. And actually talking to those people and trying to forget that I was hungover, also drinking literally gallons of water that morning. By, I don't know, 2-3 o'clock, I was actually feeling pretty good. So I did manage to get myself out of it. And by the time, people started coming to the tents like Chids and Stu, and everyone started coming over to say hello, because obviously a lot of people were turning up that day, or they just figured out where we were, or we tell them where we were. By the time everyone started coming to the tents, I was all right by then, so I could stand there and talk to everyone. And then that's when Shane started going, "Are you having a drink?" And then I'd be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, here we go." So yeah, so I did get back on it by Thursday, because Thursday night was quite another drunk one. But yeah, that day was big time recovery.
Yeah, I hate those days where you just can't function because you were so drunk. And I think as I've got older, I've got better at drinking. Before, I wouldn't know when to stop, so I would be like that all the time, and I would just black out. Like back when I used to go out in town and stuff all the time, I'd just black out, not know how I got home, and then wake up feeling like shite. But now I've gained the ability to actually go, do you know what? I'm quite drunk. I'm going to go home. I never did that before.
That's good. That's a skill that you need to learn, I think. And some people don't go out. Some people don't have that. They'll, like you said, they'll just drink until they literally can't move anymore. But I think experienced drinkers will now go, oh, I'm pretty battered now, actually. Like, I can barely get home as it is, but let's go home now rather than drinking myself into a full coma.
Yeah. Do you know what? Thinking back to it, I think it was largely FOMO. Like, if other people I knew were out, I'm staying out. I ain't going home.
Oh, okay. So no, I never had that. I never had that. I was like, I'm going to get some food and go home. I'm like, I am out of here. I am going to get some food and go home. That's very much what I do now when I go out drinking. I'm like, yeah, I've had a lot of drinks. I'm pretty pissed, but now I'm quite hungry and tired. So I'll go and get like a Domino's and then fall asleep eating it or whatever.
Yeah. Do you know what? I know we're going off Bloodstock a little bit, but I never get hungry when I'm drinking or drunk anymore. I don't know why. Like, again, back when I was going out in town all the time, growing up, mid-20s, I was starving at the end of the night. I needed food. And then all of a sudden I noticed I was getting a kebab, and then I was only eating the salad or something, having a couple of bits of meat. And I was like, do you know what? I don't need food at the end of the night anymore.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll get it if I want to eat it, but not because I feel like I need it. And I've been like that ever since.
Oh, mine went the opposite. When I was much younger, I never needed any food at all, nothing. But as soon as I got into my 30s, I was like, I need food right now. And it's the same drinking now. If I drink and go out, I ain't going home without getting some food. It's as simple as that. It's just those two things to me go. I think I'm not even sure I'm hungry. I think that once I get really drunk, it triggers something in me where I'm like, I need to eat food now. When probably from the amount of calories I've ingested already, I definitely don't need to eat. But for some reason, my body goes, you need a kebab, or you need a pizza, or you need some fried chicken, or whatever. And I don't know how that's changed in me. So I don't know where that element's come from. But yeah, and I have that at festivals as well.
If anybody studied that, we'd love to know.
Yes.
I don't know the science behind it.
It could be a thing. Tell us if it's a thing. Tell us it's a thing. But anyway, moving on the Thursday. So it was the first time as well we got a chance to see the arena. There was a few bands playing as well. I didn't watch any bands on the Thursday, but we went in for the DJ set on the main stage. So they were having a tribute to Ozzy. Yeah. Sort of main stage thing. So we were like, cool, we're all going to go in for that and dance. And that was absolutely fantastic because you're on the main stage. It's a I'd say massive, obviously not massive compared to other festivals, but there's loads of ground to go. Everyone's got a drink. Lemmy's bar's open. We're all standing around. There's loads of music on. It's loud enough so you can hear the music, but loud enough so me and you can have a conversation or whatever. Yeah. And I like that. I like just having that music in the background. We're all standing there drinking. Our friend Tom got exceedingly drunk.
What was he doing with the barrier?
Honestly, right? That is like a 10-second clip of 3 hours of me and Shane dying of laughter. It was one of the funniest evenings. He got drunk and he just decided, I'm going to become a crazy person. Like normally Tom is quite, I wouldn't say reserved, but he's quite quiet. He's quite soft-spoken. He'll have a laugh and joke around with you and all that sort of stuff. But he's not like, I'm going to run around, speak to every single person, start doing roly-polies and fucking dancing in front of people. So for him to get that drunk and then just completely act like a madman for the next 3 hours was one of the most entertaining things that I'd seen. So yeah, we had a great night with a very drunk Tom. And the reason he was drunk, he's a very big man. He's, 6'4", and you've seen the size of him. The fucking guy's just all muscles and shit, right? Yeah. He drunk half a litre of rum.
Fucking hell.
If I drunk half a litre of rum, I would have been on the floor not being able to move. But somehow this guy was still, I mean, he was talking gibberish at some parts of the night, but he still was walking around, which is almost impossible. And he went to the bar and started getting drinks. I was like, dude, you don't need any more alcohol. You're about as drunk as you could possibly be before falling on the floor. But he was still drinking beers, and I don't know what he was doing. But anyway, that was really, really good fun. And that's when we, Chids was there, Stu was there, met up with Billy Mayhem for a bit. Just loads of people we just saw while everyone was kind of standing around and just listening to like loads of Sabbath. And yeah, it was just great. It was a really awesome evening, I think.
Yeah. Did you see the Dippy Donuts much? I've missed them this year.
We did. I think we saw them in the day a little bit there. We saw them in the days a lot, and then we hung around with them a little bit on the Saturday, I think, and we hung around, which was great. And it's so I never get a chance to hang around with those guys for an extended period of time because they're the sort of people that are always running off and doing their own thing.
It's kind of like Chids that way anyway, though.
Yeah, kind of like Chids this year. Like I saw quite a lot of Chids this year, but in very small increments. Like we didn't spend like half a day together or whatever, but I saw him loads over the weekend in small increments. Whereas Stu, I saw Stu like 3 times the entire weekend. Like, I saw him for like 45 minutes the first day, 20 minutes the second day, and then like not at all the rest of the time. Only like we brushed past each other because he was off doing his own thing as well. Probably
backstage, filming from the side of the stage or something.
Yeah, backstage getting sucked in a Fat Frank's hat.
Hey, have you know? People would have seen I have a Fat Frank's hat.
Oh God, guys, he's putting a Fat Frank's hat over his headphones. It's not a good look. Take them off.
Yes. Oh well, let's just say this now.
Wait, stay like that. No, put it back on. I want to take a photo. It's great. Okay, we've got to put that on the Discord. That's a good one.
I'm going to wear this at all times now.
Jesus, that's so good.
Can I take it off?
Yeah, it's going to take it off.
Yeah, so a lot of you will have known or seen me at Download with Stu's Fat Frank's hat, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. It was funny because it was more of a parody because we're not sponsored by them, but everybody else is. So it was funny to advertise them when we're the only people not sponsored by them. But then Stu said that he went, that hat's not yours, right? I was like, you bastard. So I had to go and buy another hat. But I got a message randomly from Kieran from the Dippy Donuts. It must have been a Thursday. It was just saying, I got your present. And then a picture of the Fat Frank's hat. So I wore it to work today and everything. I love it. I'm going to... Hey, Fat Frank's, do your other sponsors wear their hats and merchandise to work? I doubt it.
Exactly. Send us some stuff.
Let us sponsor you. What? Fat Frank's sponsored by Dear Download.
Let us sponsor you.
Yeah.
Oh, so, actually, I just looked through my photos. Just realised another thing that this is the second festival now where Chids has either been laying or fallen asleep on my bed. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a very drunk man. Stu.
Oh, was that on your bed? Yeah, we got a little video of him. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Stu and everyone came over and they were like, yeah, Chids is pretty drunk right now. And like, I've seen him drunk loads. Like, we've all been drunk. We've all seen each other like absolutely mashed. It's fucking hilarious. He was a different kind of drunk to what he normally is. He wasn't his enthusiastic, I want to run everywhere self. He was a very different version of him. So yeah, that was weird.
Okay. Probably, I know he probably drinks a lot of spirits with the Dippy Donuts, but thinking back to their vlog, they drank a hell of a lot on the first day. Oh no, it was Thursday, wasn't it?
It was a Thursday, but I mean, I guess that it would have rolled over definitely.
He drank a hell of a lot generally with them.
Oh God, yeah, massively.
So yes, I'm not surprised. I was about to say when you're talking about Tom, like I steer clear of spirits quite a lot, especially at festivals because they can be dangerous.
Big time. Yeah. I only delved with spirits a couple of times this time, but I wouldn't be on him for long.
Yeah, you said you were drinking JD in the queue. That's probably one of the reasons why you got so drunk. Oh, yeah, the beer as well.
Yeah, and then we had like fireballs and we had a couple of other bits, but nothing like mental. I wasn't just like, that was the only bit of spirits I had, and I drank all that on the first day. So after that, it was just the Dayers and the road crews in the arena. So yeah, I was alright.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, Thursday night. What happened Thursday night? Yes, we done the binge jousting. Then I met loads of cool people. I met Simon, Luca, and Ali, Luca and Ali especially, I spent my entire first day with. Like, people I just met, like, all of my mates were like, oh, we're going to go to the bar. And then I started talking to these guys, and I was like, I'm going to hang around with these guys because they're great.
Was that one of the guys that was, like, dancing?
Yeah.
But next to the tent, yeah.
Yeah, so I met those guys in the arena, and I was like, I'm just going to hang around with these guys. I didn't intentionally not hang around with my friends. I was just like, I was just talking to these guys for ages, and then them lot all went off, and I couldn't find them anywhere. So I was like, I'm just going to hang out with you dudes. And then we ended up walking around, I don't know, going back to Midgard, singing Creed with loads of people. I don't know what the fuck we were doing, but it was great fun. And we were all pissed up, so it was awesome. Yeah. So 2 nights in a row, this is very unlike the old Simon now. 2 nights in a row, I was out till 2:30 in the morning.
Holy crap.
All right. Now, I was like, this is just taking me back to the old days now.
Yeah.
Because even though they're considerably younger than me, and they were like, dude, stay out. I'm like, dude, it's like fucking 2:30 in the morning, man. I'm going to bed. Like, if I don't go to bed now, I'll be up till like 5, and I'll regret it for the entirety of the festival. So I can't do that. But anyway, so Thursday was good. And then, so moving on to Friday, band day, the first band day. I mean, I was buzzing because the lineup for this is just so good. I was just like, oh my God, this is going to be so good. And yeah, Vicky came on this day, so obviously she was super excited as well. We didn't really do much. Her first time at Bloodstock, yeah. I did ask her, how do you think about it? She was like, it's really good because obviously she'd been to Trees and Download, but she never saw the early downloads and kind of what it was like. And I said, well, this is probably the closest experience you're ever going to get to being at one of those early downloads. Yeah. And I think she really liked the vibe. She said, I can understand, looking at it subjectively for someone who hadn't been there before, why people go to it. And she literally could not believe how short the walk was from the from our tent to the arena. Like, she was like, oh my God, this is so short and close. I was like, I know, it's fucking great.
Yeah.
So yeah, for someone who's been to, quite a few downloads like her, I think she was blown away by how small it was. What were we doing? Yeah, so we decided to. So basically, for half the day, we stayed at the tents. We just chilled, relaxed, got our best together, got our drink on. So Friday was a bit more of a heavier sort of drinking day. It was really, really hot on the Friday as well. So we were like, okay. And then we went in for Lacuna Coil.
Nice.
So yeah, we wanted to see Lacuna Coil, and then we wanted to see the announcement as well. So yeah, Lacuna Coil is obviously, I've said it before, but a band that I've loved for a long, long, long time. Always had a crush on Christina, massively. Posters of her all over my wall as a teenager. So anytime they're playing, I really like their music, but also it's a really good excuse to get my perv on. So as much as me and Vicky were enjoying the band, we were also enjoying the sight of Christina as well at the same time.
Nice.
So that was good. But they were great. They're always great. They're one of those regular. But I remember seeing them at like Download 2006 and being like, "Fuck, this band's so good live." And every time I've seen them, I've just been like, "Fuck, this band's so good live." Like they haven't dropped at all. Every time I've seen them, they're always entertaining. They've always got good songs. Yeah, they're just a fucking great band. So that I was thrilled by. We were like, that was great. First thing to see. Then the announcement happened, and there was a recurring theme sound-wise over this weekend, which is nobody's intro. What?
Who?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
No, God,
no. So there was a recurring theme of sounds this weekend where no one's intros played loud. Like when a band comes on, they have like intro music, so like an instrumental or talking or just a drone sound or whatever. Yeah,
okay.
You could barely hear any of the intros, and what intros are supposed to do for a band is like build up the tension, so you're like, oh, I want this band to come on, and then you hear the guitars. But every single band I watched, their intros just didn't play very loud, or you couldn't hear it at all. You were like, this is not getting me pumped for this band. So I don't know what the sound guys were doing with the intros, and I don't know if there was a problem with them balancing that out to when it turns into the live band. I don't know what the sound issue was, but they even had sound issues during the announcement where
I bet they
for
got
the
shit
first
for that.
Yeah, for the first few seconds, no sound at all. Then sound, then no sound, then loads of sound.
Okay.
It was like none of this is good, and because everyone was quite underwhelmed by the announcement, the sound issues just added to that. So if you compare the reactions from last year, where it was really loud and pumping, and the lineups getting announced, and everyone's minds were just fucking blowing, I said to everyone that no matter what they put on this year, it wouldn't have the hype that last year did. Whatever they put on next year, it wouldn't have the hype of this year, because it was just so visceral and like, oh my god, this is so good. So whatever they were going to announce, I think, was never going to have that same energy that this year's announcement had, which I was expecting anyway. But yeah, I think people genuinely, probably not undercard wise, but headliner wise, most people were quite disappointed, or maybe liked one thing but didn't like them all. But yeah, the sound issues just reflected how the announcement was treated. And I know that Bloodstock has almost sold out. I don't really think that has anything to do with the announcement at all. I think the announcement could be completely different to what it is currently, and it still would have sold out, because that's just the kind of festival that Bloodstock is becoming now. Yeah,
I agree. Just so many people missed out this year, making sure they get it next year.
Mm-hmm. So you could have had Chaz and Dave headlining all 3 days. It still would have sold out next year because it's Bloodstock, so it doesn't really matter. So those sound issues plagued all the way through. Like when the bands were playing, great. When the bands are coming out, fucking nothing. So, and it did happen for almost everyone. We'll talk about the announcement a little bit later when I do the overview, because we don't really need to go there yet.
No, okay, I agree with that.
Yeah, don't really need to go there. And and then of course it was time for Trivium to headline, and they were fucking excellent.
Yeah,
I was thoroughly entertained the whole time. Actually, that reminds me of something else that we'll come back to, I think, in the next day, to do with pyro and stuff. But we'll get to that. But yeah, like excellent stage setup. I know it was exactly what they had on tour, but I hadn't been to the tour, so it was great. It wasn't playing Ascendancy, although they played a lot of stuff off of it. It was a best of set all across the years. They played loads of new stuff, loads of old stuff, loads of stuff in the middle, a couple of things I wasn't expecting. Yes, thoroughly entertained, really good. Everyone around me was having a great time, singing all the songs. And Trivium aren't big enough to headline Download, but they should have a fucking, like Bullet this year, they should be put under someone big and have a really, really good sub headliner spot at Download now. They're ready. They're not ready to headline, but they're ready to have those sort of big undercard moments. So if I was to book Download, I would book Metallica and I'd have Trivium as sub headliner. You know, like that's the sort of spot that they need to be in and need to fill now. Kind of like Bullet. Bullet are not big enough to headline, but to have a really great sub headliner spot, without a shadow of a doubt, they're there. So
yeah. Trivium have headlined the second stage probably more than once.
Sorry, I'm specifically talking about main stage headliner. Sorry.
Yeah, but I think we've talked about that briefly before. Like, where would you put if you had this second stage headliner play on the main stage? Where would they go? You know, how high does that get them on the main stage? Is sub headliner bigger than second stage headliner? I would say so.
Technically, but I think that Trivium are a band that could do both. I could easily see them headlining the second stage, and I could easily see them being sub headliner.
Yeah. But what I was saying is, I personally think, sub headlining on the main stage is a higher position than headlining on the second stage. Just a little bit, but I just wanted to clarify that's how I feel. But it's not, it's up in the air, isn't it? I'd imagine most people would feel the same way, but just wanted to talk about that out loud, just in case.
I get you there. I'm with you totally. So we're on the same thing. But anyway, they were great, really good, sounded fantastic. It was mixed really well, sounded good. I was over the moon. I was like, and now I know why I was looking forward to it so much, because they were fucking great. And I haven't had a chance to go and see any of the tours they were doing with Bullet or any of that. So I've got to see Bullet and Trivium at festivals in the same year. I am a very, very happy. I'm a very, very happy man. So, and I love both of those bands, so it was excellent. Moving on to the Saturday, where again we spent most of the morning at camp, just chilling, relaxing, trying to stay out of the sun, having a few drinks was really good, and then we got into the arena for Creeper.
Okay.
And I think I said before, I probably said when we done the trees thing, fucking hell, this band is fantastic live. I mean, they really are brilliant. And especially if you are a fan, or if you're a fan of anything goth or whatever, they have everything that you would want from this type of band. Just literally everything. They have the guitars, they have the solos, they have the gothness, they have the campness, they have the low 80s voices. They just have everything you would expect from a really great, goth rock / metal-y kind of band. Now, one thing that reminded them by them, because they're playing in the middle of the day, and they're goths obviously, and then they have pyro and stuff, it kind of got me thinking against that thing where I'm pretty much sure almost every band I saw at Bloodstock had something pyro. Now, having every band in the middle of the day have pyro makes the headline of pyro, although it's always bigger and a bit better, kind of seem downplayed a bit. And they're doing it at Download a lot now, where a lot of the bands in the middle of the day have got flames and all sorts of crazy stuff going on. And I'm thinking, personally, I'm not a fan of it, because I feel like I want to wait till the headliner to have loads of pyro and big. And I'm not sure if it's sort of making pyro less effective having more of it, because now you will get loads of pyro for a big band in the middle of the fucking day. So I don't know what everyone else's thoughts are on it, but I'm not a fan of every single band having their own pyro from like start to finish.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, and I mean, it can't be cheap. Like one blast from a pyro thing it can't be that cheap, surely. It's not going to cost.
Oh, like Creeper
£5.
had flames going constantly the whole fucking time, I swear.
Yeah. So I mean, it's costing the band money. I guess I assume it comes out of their sort of paycheck, and they can't just go to Bloodstock. All right, we want this pyro. And Bloodstock go, okay.
Yeah,
but I don't know how it works.
They didn't need it. I don't think it added, like, the performance was already really good. I don't think that middle of the day flames added anything to their performance that wasn't already there.
No.
So
we need to get onto these bands and say, look, forget pyro, hydro is the way forward. And have these big water cannons and blast them up. I mean, I know electrics and everything. That's probably a bad idea. Oh, but it could rain. So yeah, hydro.
No, hydro. They would have been the biggest, the most liked band of the day if they sprayed water on everyone, because it was boiling hot.
Exactly. Hot festivals all the time now. Hydro is the way forward. Cannons of water, pointing them up, forwards, across the band.
The world's got
hydro.
2 PC now. You can't have Till Lindemann skating across the front of the crowd with a giant cock squirting water on everyone anymore. It's just we've got a bit too PC for that now. But I tell you what, it definitely cooled you down a bit.
Yeah, I bet.
Then again, with all the allegations, they probably can't have Till Lindemann with his cock out anymore. But anyway, let's not go there.
I haven't heard about that for ages. But yeah, no, I get what you mean. I understand. Yeah, too much of it is taking it away from the headliners.
Yeah, and I know the bands are like, we're called, this is our set, so we want to have our little impact with our flames and, also whatever we've got, which I understand that, but the festivals should say to these people, look, you're playing in the middle of the fucking day. You're gonna play your set, and that's it. Only the sub-headliner headliners are going to get pyro. It's as simple as that, because that's when they're going to have their full effect. So, yeah, it's nullifying it for me. So I'm not a fan of pyro in the middle of the day.
I personally, I'm thinking if that's because it's a family-run festival, so they're running it like a little bit more as a fan and as family than a business than, say, Download would be. So they go, they're more likely to give in to a band and go, oh, that would be cool, actually, yeah, do that. Whereas a business will go, no chance, not happening.
I guess so, yeah. But anyway, Creeper were fan bloody tastic as always. Really great set. Then we hung around at Lemmy's Bar for a little bit. And then it was, I think we watched Kubla Khan, but from afar. The pits were pretty goddamn messy for that. Like, I'm not a fan of their music at all, really. It's not my sort of thing. And I do think that a lot of people go to their shows, they're not fans of the music, but they just want to mosh, which is, again, is fine because that's what some bands are made for. But yeah, it looked fantastic. But, you know, it was good. They were good. And the crowd were going mental. And then it was time for Fear Factory.
Very nice.
Who, again, were fucking fantastic. I did say in the video, you know, I love that album, Demanufacture, but I don't want to see it all the way through live.
Is that what I didn't realize they did that. Yeah, okay.
There's stuff I would pick from it to put in a set that I would do like a best of set of, which they done at Download. They done a best of set in 2024, which was way better than this. Not because this was bad at any point, it's just because they played a little bit of everything, so it was more varied. Where this, it was the entirety of Demanufacture and then Linchpin at the end. So although that's still really good, you know, by the time you get 3/4 of the way through Demanufacture, they're still really fucking good songs, but most people don't know them. They're standing there going, do you know what? Actually, this is a really good song, but I don't know what the fuck this is, even though it's quite legendary. I would know it, and your Fear Factory fans would know it, but your regular metal fan who might know a couple of things off Demanufacture would have no idea when Hunter Killer comes on or any of the other later sort of tracks. So I kind of feel like it lost a little bit of its vibe going out a little bit. And then when they played Linchpin, which is a huge fucking track that everyone knows, the whole place went mental again. But I think playing a best of set, they could have had that the whole time.
Yeah.
And, you know, like Milo sounds incredible live. The band still sound fucking great. Their drummer is absolutely fucking sane. So, yeah, I would have loved the best of set, but I still think it was a really great performance of a very, very good legendary metal album. So I was happy, but I wasn't thrilled like I was at Download, where I was like, this is insanely good. But it was very good. And Stu let me get on his shoulders so I can get a better view during Linchpin. So
nice, cool.
So that was great.
Couple of things on that. Yeah. So I mean, I was, as you know, I'm not really particularly a fan of Fear Factory. I like Linchpin because it was on Kerrang and Scuzz all the time. But I have heard over the years, and especially not long after it was out, about how good an album Demanufacture is. So I wouldn't have known that. You know, I mean, I guess it's common sense that albums drop off, but you know, everyone was saying how they loved it. So from an outsider, and it could be hard to judge for some people that, you know, they might, the last few songs might not be as popular as the first few songs, if that makes sense. It's hard to judge what people actually like. If that,
I get what you mean.
What I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yeah, and that makes sense. And they played the whole album because it's 30-year anniversary of the album, so they're like, we're going to play the whole fucking album. So that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you mean. Like, they're probably thinking, oh, it's such a legendary album, everyone's going to know these tracks.
Yeah.
But
even someone who's never heard the album doesn't know.
Yeah.
Knows how big it is or how well liked it is.
Yeah. People would have said, oh, this album's great, but I don't know the later tracks of the album, even though I know this is a legendary metal album that I think I've heard before.
Yeah. But the other thing is, like I said, you know, I'm not the biggest fan, but listening to it through like your vlog, I was getting into it. I was like, yeah, this is cool. And it's exactly like I said earlier, like live, I can, you know, you just feel the music, you can get into it.
Yeah.
Heavier music, I can just get into any band live, I think. Doesn't matter what they are.
If you were standing next to me, I know for a fact you would have been enjoying yourself. You would have been like, yeah, this is good. I could stand here with my beer and just do this the whole time to the fucking robots playing on stage. Like, it's very
enjoying
good.
it at home with a beer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even though you weren't there, you were still enjoying it. But anyway, I digress. And then I move on. Went back to the tents, got some drinks, got some food, and then got back in for the headliner of the day, Machine Head.
Yeah.
And very good. As any Machine Head show would go, it was fucking excellent.
Yeah, cool.
Because I've never seen a bad Machine Head set ever. And I've been watching them for like 25 years or something stupid. Yeah, fucking excellent. It was a best of set again. Like I said in the video, they played a few things I personally wouldn't have picked off of a couple of albums, but nothing bad. Like stuff where I was like, oh, it's a good song, and not what I was expecting. So there was a few things missing that I personally would have liked, but their stage production's fantastic. Rob Flynn is a fucking great frontman. The band sounds amazing. Their sound live is absolutely great. Although I will say, at the beginning, it took 1 or 2 songs to get the to get it right. So yeah, that was good. You probably would have forgot a few things as well, because you know when you've got a thing about forgetting when they play Machine Head tracks, right? What track was it that
it
you
was
forgot?
just Davidian. I didn't know the song well enough, but I was trying to be clever and make it out like I knew what I was talking about to the people around me. Do you know, I was actually just going to look up their set list because I'm curious of what it would have been.
Have a look. They played loads of new stuff, which was great. Played lots of stuff for Unatoned. They play loads of stuff off a couple of bits of Kingdom and Crown, the last album. Some stuff for Under the Locusts. They played a really, really great mix of stuff. But some of it I was like, oh, okay, not the songs, not my favourite Machine Head songs. Some of them, but it was good.
They played 6 festivals since Bloodstock.
Yeah, they've gone. They're off. I think they've finished their European tour now, but they have gone right through it.
Yeah, okay. Canton Hall and Gardens. Imperium, 10-Tone Hammer, Choke on the Ashes of Your Hate, Now We Die, Is There Anybody Out There, of course, Outsider, Locust, Bone Scraper, Darkness Within, Bulldozer, From This Day. Oh, I'm so glad they put that in there all the time. Davidian and Halo. What's missing from there? They haven't played. They didn't know The Blood, the Sweat, the Tears. Oh, my joke is fucking shit at the beginning then. Damn it.
It's not, it's still good. Well, I'd say, like, for me, they needed to play more of Blackening. So, like, Now I Lay Thee Down, that should be on there. Aesthetics of Hate, that should probably be on there as well. I'm trying to think of any others that should be on there. But there's a few I could probably pick. They're just off the top of my head. I could probably pick a few more Machine Head songs that I would have had in there. But it's not like missing anything major. Just I would swap out a couple of bits.
Yeah. And I think I prefer their older stuff to their newer stuff. But that's just me. You know, there might be a lot of people out there that love their newer stuff, which is why, you know, they're putting more of the newer stuff in there. So, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have been as exciting for me as I have seen them before. But
No.
I'm not their main target audience anymore, really.
Yeah, I think that I like all Machine Head, old and new. So old, new, middle, all of it. So it all has its merits, I think.
Yeah.
In whatever way. So yeah, I mean, Best of Machine Head set is never going to be a bad set, really, if you like all of their stuff. I think starting with Imperium is like, could possibly be like the best opener a band could have. Because it's ridiculously good. Or
In Waves, saw Trivium.
That is a great.
Just that fucking, just straight into it. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, you know what I mean. You've heard the song. Fans, listeners, you've heard the song. You don't need me to do it.
It's a great intro. Yeah, and they didn't use it as an intro, but that would be a great intro.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean Imperium. Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's got a long
it's
intro to it. It builds up.
You all know it. It has something you can all shout together. Then the song kicks in.
Now.
That's how he loves his steak.
A bar of happy trolls. Something from Nestor Remington Fig Rose. Exist stand. Something that Sharon stole. You've heard that, right?
No, I haven't heard that. What the fuck is that?
Anyway, I'll send you that. I'll send
that to me, please. That sounds really good.
The parody by Paranoid Dave. It's we'll watch that on the Patreon. We'll watch that next week. Write this down. Discord, remind me. We'll watch that on the Patreon live, and we'll also do Boat Runner Strange Mountain. You know that one?
Okay.
You know that?
No, I don't know that.
Oh my god. Oh Jesus! Right, yeah, we got some YouTube correcting to do.
Good, I like this.
Oh, cool. Okay, right. Sorry, let's move on. Sunday, unless there's more you want to say than that.
There is more on the Saturday. I ain't done yet, mate.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, the Orange Goblin played after.
So
Orange Goblin?
no,
Oh, bollocks! Damn it. Who played after?
you've done it wrong. Don't worry, we'll get there. So yes, the Machine Head, very good, excellent set. And then we did leave Machine Head 2 songs early around there, to get a space in the very fucking packed second stage tent for
Emperor.
Static X.
Oh yeah, Static X. I've watched the
It's
vlogs,
just
I know
all
what
the
I'm
other
talking
bands, all the other bands. Which, yeah, like, you know, it's been a long time since I've seen Static X. Obviously, you know, Wayne passing away, the band carrying on his legacy, you know, having the singer look like Wayne Static.
Perfect. Yeah,
you know, just still releasing 2 absolutely fucking stellar Static X albums through old, you know, demos, unreleased songs. You know, they're probably 2 of the best Static X albums that have come out, and the guy's been dead for what, 12 years now or something like that. So
on record, is it still Wayne's vocals?
yes.
Is it? And they managed to get that much vocals from like old demos and stuff. Wow.
Well, they had loads of unreleased stuff. They had stuff that he recorded for Static X and never used. He had all of his solo stuff as well that was quite similar to Static X, a little bit different. And they took all of that stuff, and you know, some of it he would have built riffs around, come up with riffs. Some of it would have just been vocals with other stuff. So they took all those, built songs around them, carried on songs that he'd started writing. So it's like an amalgamation of everything. And somehow, I'm not even joking you, Project Revolution Volume 1 and 2 are 2 of the best Static X albums.
That is amazing.
It's actually crazy how good they are for how much stuff they had to work with.
Yeah, that is awesome.
That's why they're so good. But listen to me, like, I can't believe that he wasn't involved in writing these songs because they just sound like really great Static X songs, which is, I mean, it's a testament to the guys in the band, really, that built all the songs around them, and the producers and all, you know, whoever done the stuff. But anyway, I digress. So, Static X was amazing. It was a best of set. They've been doing tours recently where they're playing. So basically, everyone in the band, of course, bar the singer Zero, are the original guys who were in the band when they first done Wisconsin Death Trip, which was their first album. So the set was very Wisconsin Death Trip heavy because that was the album that they all played on. And I do love that album a lot, like Demanufacture. It's a classic fucking album that you have to hear because it's wild. It's fucking great. So they played a lot of that, but they did play a lot of other stuff as well. So Wisconsin Death Trip heavy 3/4 of the way, and the last quarter was playing a bit of everything, which was great. So the only thing I would say about this set is like the vibe in there was amazing. They had loads of weird shit on stage. They typically Static X with all their just weird beats and you know, evil disco. It is evil disco music with guitars. That's what it is. That's what they call it. You know, it's evil disco. I'll say the only sound thing I was a bit annoyed back is that the guitars weren't that loud. Like, they were loud so you could hear them, but they didn't have that crunch that you want from a Static X guitar. So that's the only bit I was let down by. I mean, like, all the vocals, their performance, was great. All of their backdrops, lighting, everything else was fantastic, and everyone had a great time. But the guitars were just a little bit low in the mix for me, and that did take a little bit of enjoyment out of the set for me personally. But yeah, I mean, it's a fucking Static X set. It was great fun.
Awesome. I was about to say something. So, I mean, most people know who the singer is or who Zero is. Yeah. Were you a fan of Dope as well?
Not really.
No? I thought I'd heard you say before that you weren't a particularly
There's a
big
couple
fan
of songs that I'm like, yeah, like good songs, but I was never, like, a lot of the new metal guys were like, absolutely loved Dope completely. But yeah, my lot didn't really mess with that much Dope stuff. So they kind of stayed out. Yeah, they stayed out of our wheelhouse. But some people are like, dude, how could you have even been anywhere near the new metal scene and not been into Dope? Like, so.
Well, I'd never even heard of them until about 6 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. And then one song must have come on while I was just out working or something. I was like, this is really good. This sounds like new metal. Who is it? And it was Dope, and I listened to a few more. And I listened to the whole back catalogue over and over again for several weeks probably, and I really got into it. I loved it, and I was like,
Nice.
How were these people around back when I loved new metal, when everything was new metal, and I never even heard of them at that point?
It's because there was so much stuff. It was so oversaturated. That's why it never cut through to them, which is a shame because I'm sure if your younger self would have discovered them, they might have ended up being one of your favourite bands.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, they're still kind of one of my favourite bands. I wouldn't say one of my favourite, but I still really, really like them. Never sort of gone off of them. So
No.
yeah, it's cool.
Well, you'd like Static X live because he does really great with the stuff, sings the songs really well, does kind of try to sound like Wayne, but also doesn't, but it kind of works. He sounds enough like Wayne for you to enjoy the songs. It doesn't seem like a parody. It seems more like someone just singing the songs cool.
Yeah,
in a cool way. So as soon as you're like, yeah, this is great. This is fucking awesome. He sounds amazing. And I think the hardest bit of Wayne Static to do is his really weird high pitched screams. And somehow he almost nails them perfectly, which is amazing to hear live. So yeah, as a huge Static X fan, I was blown away by his vocals and how good they were. So very, very happy with those.
I assume you've seen them since he joined the band. Have you not?
No, this is the first time.
First time? Oh, bloody hell.
It's the first time. So yeah, every time that I've wanted to go and see them, something has happened or blah, blah, whatever. And I don't know how long they're going to keep going for. I don't know how much stuff they've got to put out. I don't know if now they're going to move away from Wayne and just do one with his vocals, with it just being Static X. I don't know any of that. So, I mean, Project Revolution hasn't been out that long. So I'll be interested to see how much Wayne Static stuff they've actually got in the tank, or whether they're just going to get Zero to do vocals instead.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, but we'll see. Anyway, moving on. And then Saturday night was another very, very... So, drunk. Drunk again. So this would have been the third night in a row, but 3 out of 5 late nights at a festival, which for me is wild.
Yeah.
That is wild. That is not something that I do at all anymore. So yeah, and this was the night when we discovered that the Hypnotoad was reforming and coming back to life again. Because we were all discussing it at camp, saying that, last time I saw the Hypnotoad was like Download 2022, and it had been going for quite a while before that. No, not Download. Shit. But the festival we're talking about. Yeah. It had been going for years before that, and then obviously since 2021 they redone it. But obviously I only sort of found out and realised what it was in 2022. Then apparently I was told that the guy who was doing all the Hypnotoad stuff didn't want to do it anymore.
Okay.
And they sort of had to find someone else to take it on. So the new group of people that are doing all the Hypnotoad stuff aren't the same group of people that were doing it before. So I think there was like a transitional phase of a couple of years where people were being pushed to see if they wanted to continue the Hypnotoad thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was great. It was great fun. It was just as trippy and fucking weird, and I don't know what was happening the whole time, exactly like the first time. And, my footage doesn't do any of it justice whatsoever. And this is when the group was quite small, because from stories, what people were telling me, that by the time it hit like 4 a.m, there was a good, 500 people fucking walking around in a group. Like, it got really, really big at one point. So we were with it. This was about 1:30 a.m. So still quite, for Bloodstock, quotes, early.
Yeah.
For the party and the campsites. So yeah, but it still was good fun to see. And they were doing wrestling, and I don't know what they were doing. They'd done a wall of death. So I was like, sure, I'll get in the wall of death and then run at everyone, which was quite fun. But yeah, it was good stuff. This is one of the things that I really want you to experience.
Yeah.
So you can, because I think you'll love this. It's so fucking weird.
So if anybody's listening who doesn't know what Simon's talking about, the first time you talked about it would have been the first time we talked about Bloodstock after you'd been, which, did you go 2021? Yeah,
but the first time I saw the Hypnotoad was 2022.
Okay. Oh, year in then. But yeah, you were telling me all about it, but you hadn't heard of. You had heard of Futurama, but you hadn't watched Futurama at that point, so you were like,
No.
I have no fucking clue what this is. So I got the reference, but I still had no idea. But basically, you were saying like it's just a guy dressed as Hypnotoad, or with like glow sticks and everything around him, and people just following him around, shouting, "Oh, all hail the Hypnotoad!" And it just happens all night, or for hours, for a long, long time, and people just join in.
Oh, a long, long time. Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. I'd love it. I'd love it. So
you really would.
Have you watched Futurama since? Because I remember saying you need to see it. It's sci-fi. You would love it.
I started watching it, didn't I? And I just got to the beginning of series 2, and then the whole baby thing happened.
Okay. Have you seen Hypnotoad in it?
No.
That's going in next week in the Patreon thing. Then we'll watch an episode of Futurama, the first one I can find with Hypnotoad. Then.
Okay, I'm up for that.
So yeah, we got those 2 songs and Hypnotoad. If you want to chuck anything in here, we'll.
This all sounds good already. I don't need to add. If we add to this naturally, I will. But already that sounds good.
Cool, excellent.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. So yeah, Hypnotoad again was amazing. But it's something I really, really want you to experience because you'll love it. It literally is people just walking around the campsites in a giant line, shouting "Hail the Hypnotoad!" Literally just constantly chanting it. And there's people on the side like taking pictures and waving to everyone, and then there's like stops on the way, and there's like games and stuff. It really is great. And I didn't see what the ending was. I know what the ending of 2022 one was with the whole birth thing, where they went into the tent and then they came out and there's loads of balls with lights on and they got thrown everywhere.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But I don't know what else they done on this one. I don't know whether they do that anymore or they just do like they were doing like games and stuff on the way when we were stopping back in Midgard. So I don't know how it's run by different people and how they see it and how they do things, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
we would have to get an expert on at some point.
Yeah. And Vicky, who's someone who has heard about the Hypnotoad and finally got to experience it, and she was like, "This is so weird but amazing at the same time." Like it was good fun for her. But anyway, that was my Saturday.
Awesome.
And finally, Sunday. I'm trying to think what we've done. Sunday. What did I do on Sunday? What did I do on Sunday again? Oh yeah.
Did you do a trip back to the car?
Yeah, took stuff back to the car because I was like, well, I'm leaving Sunday night because I actually had a job interview the next day. So otherwise, I would have stayed all of Sunday and had a drink and go home on the Monday. But at 2:00 on the Monday, I had a job interview, so I definitely was going to be leaving on Sunday evening. So yeah, Sunday evening again, we just chilled. Yeah, chilled for a little bit, put the tents away, took them to the car, and then went to hang out in the arena. So we walked around, looked at the shops, hung around a lot of Lemmy's bar. I wasn't drinking, but obviously the people that were staying were. Got some really, really good fish and chips on Sunday, and then thought, okay, let's go and watch some bands. So we walked around for a little bit, poked our heads into a few places. But the main band on the Sunday for me was Mastodon.
Okay.
And I'll say this. It's the best festival Mastodon performance I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was immense. And they were on top form. And the last festival performance that I saw of Mastodon, Download 2022, I think it was, my one problem with their set was they played loads of like random deep cuts and nothing to really get the festival crowd going. Yeah. This was a pure banger best of set. They were like, there was a couple of things missing, like I've said the whole time, that I would pick. But overall, they were like, let's just play banger after banger after banger. And they've got a new guitar player. So it was the first sort of experience of the new guitarist. The first member of Mastodon to change since they began. Yeah. So it's a quite a big deal. Fucking hell, what a guitar player this guy is. Holy shit. When he was soloing, I was like, wow. Okay, and don't get me wrong, like Brent was great. He's a fucking great guitarist. But this guy he's got a different style, a different kind of vibe, but he was playing all the solos perfectly, but sort of slightly different as well, like more maybe to how the style that he plays in.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it, liked his energy a lot. Think he's added a lot to the band, and they did say during the set that they're going back into the studio. So to hear Mastodon sounded like I I don't know. The last time I saw them, it wasn't flat, but they didn't feel like they had any energy. I feel like getting a new member has kind of like revitalized Mastodon again.
Okay.
It felt like when I saw Mastodon in the first time in like 2005, like they had that sort of raw energy again. Like they were really fucking going for it. We've seen them perform sometimes where they kind of feel they're looking a bit lazy almost. Like they're a bit kind of going through the motions. But this one was like, no, we are here to fucking slay. We are going to absolutely destroy this place. And we'll get to Gojira in a minute, and I'll come back to Mastodon. But Mastodon were fucking wow, yeah, best performance I've heard from Mastodon at a festival. Jesus Christ, that was great.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, really good. And then we went to the second stage where 3 Inches of Blood were playing, and they were probably the band that surprised me the most out of everyone.
Yeah,
because I've heard a 3 Inches of Blood song before, and I don't know why I didn't remember what they were like, because in my head, maybe just from seeing them through pictures, they seem like one of those kind of like Sabaton-esque metal bands that sing about certain things that I really don't like.
Yeah, I think that's what my kind of opinion of them was, but I don't know why.
In fact, it's closer to Maiden than anything else, I would say, like from the stuff I was hearing live. And I was like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And I really, really dug. As soon as they started playing, I was like, this is great. Really, really great. Singer has an absolutely insane fucking voice. Like Rob Halford levels of, old school Bruce Dickinson levels of high-pitched screams. Really fucking great. The guitarists were wild. Even their bass player was shit hot. So they absolutely blew me away. So now I've sort of started to delve into actually listening to 3 Inches of Blood properly, which is really good. So yeah. I'm very happy that my group of friends decided to walk over and see 3 Inches of Blood, because I was, thoroughly enjoyed it.
I remember hearing one of their songs on like a free Rock Sound CD or Metal Hammer or something. And you know what? I think now looking back at it, I thought maybe they were more sort of Viking-like. Because there's a band called Turisas as well. And I think I thought they were both similar. But that was a long time ago. It's been a long time since I've thought about either band. I kind of want to go and listen to some more again now. But there is a band I want to talk about that I haven't listened to for a long time after that played Bloodstock, obviously.
Oh, okay. That's cool. And then that was it. Then we stuck around for Gojira. What'd you see, old man? Gojira.
What? Godzilla.
Godzilla. Yeah, they were all right.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like I said, yeah, they were right. They were right. Well, speaking to friends of mine that are huge Gojira fans, they did say that the vocals were a bit lacking. Not the sound, but his performance. I don't know, because I've never watched them before, but apparently he was struggling with his vocals, apparently. And I could tell during especially the cleans that he was struggling with stuff quite a lot. And I don't know whether that's because they've been touring or his voice was fucked, or I don't know, but he did sound vocally like he was struggling quite a lot. But I will say that their stage show and the sound of the music was excellent. And not being the biggest Gojira fan, I was still very, very entertained by the stuff I was hearing.
Yeah.
But we did sneak out probably about 6 or 7 songs into their set. And I was like, I've seen enough. Goodbye.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of Gojira. There was one song in there, probably from your vlog, either yours or Dippy Donuts. And I was like, I know this song. And I know this song really, really well. It's like one of those songs that you've probably heard like in a game or something, and you've heard it over and over again at the menu screen. I'm sure there'll be people out there shouting what it would be now. But I can't place where I actually know that song. But yeah, I did really like it. Yeah. So I know more Gojira than I thought I did. But yeah, I tried listening to them because of the whole Olympics thing and the hype they were getting, and I wasn't a big fan either. But I still would have enjoyed it live, I'm sure.
Yeah, like it was still enjoyable, but it hasn't turned me around to want to become like a huge Gojira fan or anything, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was good. I got a good sort of we watched them from the back, but then I walked around and got a really good space to watch them from the side of the stage, which was pretty cool. But yeah, and that was it. And then I went home, and that was my Bloodstock 2025.
Nice. Before we go into like a summary or review or anything like that, the band I just mentioned that I want to talk about is Breed 77.
Yes.
You didn't mention them. I don't know if you popped in or heard anything by them. We've never spoken about them before. I don't know if you're a fan, but they seem to be popping up all the time again. Like, they've probably played before, like Lowdown or Download as well, or Bloodstock, and I never paid attention. But next year they're also headlining Hammer Down, so that sort of put them on my radar again, and I was like, oh, Breed 77. Do you know what? I absolutely loved that song, La Ultima Hora. You probably heard it.
Yes, I have, yeah.
Yeah, and I listened to it the other day, and I was like, this takes me back, like, 20 years. Completely back. Like, just picturing everything that was happening back then. I actually own a Breed 77 album, but it's not the album that song was on. It's the previous album, and I never liked it. And listening to the album that song is on a couple of days ago, I was like, this is actually quite good. I would have really liked that album if I'd bought the correct one, but... We've talked before about how, back then you couldn't just get any music you wanted to. You had to go and buy an album if you wanted to listen to it. I didn't know any other Breed 77 fans other than Jacobs. I don't think he owned that album. But yeah, there was a time there were no CD shops in my town either. We had to get a train over to the next time. We had to get a train over to Taunton to Marsham Records if there's anybody listening from this area who might remember it. And we brought like 7 or 8 albums back each. There was gold then. That was amazing.
Oh, you guys went for like a big haul then.
Yeah.
You went for like 6.
And that sort of thing in those times was absolutely amazing. Coming back with new albums because you couldn't get new music. But yeah, so I just wanted to say that, like, going back to them, I'm probably going to listen to that album a few times now. And probably some of their newer stuff is probably all right as well. So I'm gutted.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I've
the wrong album.
I've never been like a massive fan, but I do remember some of the songs from back in the day and being like, oh yeah, and they were like they I swear to God, this band has supported every single fucking band under the sun. Yeah. I'm sure if they put together a list of bands they've supported, it's literally been almost every massive band you could possibly think of. Because all the back in the day, you'd see that fucking Breed 77 name everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was always curious. I was like, who is a big fan of this band to get them to keep coming back? Because I haven't spoken to a single person about them since La Ultima Hora was released. It's like, how have they stayed relevant and having their name on everything? They may either have a really good agent or there are lots of solid fans that have listened to their stuff over the years. So I guess similar to like I've been with Saliva, there probably are a lot of them, just not in my circles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just not in your circle of friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. It's nice to see those sort of bands coming back around again.
Yeah, it is cool. Yeah, definitely.
Which is great.
But yeah, I just wanted to mention that, like, because I've seen comments about being in watching them as well and stuff. I'm like, who even likes Breed 77? Do people even remember who they are? Like, it was a long time ago, that song. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a couple other things. Okay, so let's go to next year's announcement. And is that a good place to start here now?
Yeah, let me remember it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me get it up.
So I was certain it was going to be on the Saturday. I knew they announced it, and I couldn't remember which band it was going to be after. So I was expecting it on the Saturday, and then Friday night, all of a sudden, everyone's posting the picture or the video. But yeah, I was underwhelmed with a lot of the, with the headliners.
With the headliners, yeah, but on the rest of it, I was like, oh, okay. So like, the first few names that come out, they were like Wednesday 13. I was like, oh, okay, I like that.
Yeah,
and then Carpenter Brute, and I was like, oh, I like that. The Scratch, oh yes. Yeah. Life of Agony, yes. Biohazard, yes. I was like, Orbit Culture, oh, that metal band that I listened to for download and thought they were really good, but haven't quite delved into them. And then I was like, Sepultura, oh, so I was like, all the undercard, I was like, that's a really, for me, and it's other stuff in there that other people would like, but that's a quite solid foundation to begin with. So I was like, okay, here we go. Big boy headliners. Lamb of God. Fucking yes. I thought, oh my God, they're going to have Lamb of God. Are they going to have, 2 other banging fucking headliners to round this off? And then Slaughter to Prevail. And I was like, eh? Like confused.
Yeah.
Internet face. Like Slaughter to Prevail? Not saying they're not big enough to headline. I just think it's a very left field kind of weird choice to have.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, I guess that's, deathcore is probably one of the biggest subgenres in metal at the moment. So doesn't really surprise me too much. There's a lot of deathcore fans out there, probably more than anything at the moment because of bands like Lorna Shore and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, what are we going to have on the Sunday then? You're going to have Pantera or, something really big for your 25th anniversary. And don't get me wrong, this is one of the biggest, most classic metal bands ever, Judas Priest. But I find that underwhelming considering that, I mean, they did headline 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And, they're all like, what, 60s and 70s? It just felt, this doesn't feel like an anniversary lineup for me. It feels like a pretty good standard, Bloodstock lineup. If this was to come out every year, it'd be good. That's a pretty decent, half decent Bloodstock lineup. But for your 25th anniversary, and I did say before, I don't think it was ever going to live up to what this year's lineup was.
Yeah.
If anything, this year should have been the year that was picked for the 25th anniversary rather than this lineup. But yeah, for an anniversary year,
the hardcore
quite
fans,
underwhelming.
The hardcore fans would have kicked off about that. It was like, oh, you're going for the mainstream band or the more mainstream bands than usual for the anniversary. Keep it to what we like. But because they have kept it to what they know, and people kicked off about that as well.
Well, it's just a bunch of downloaders, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's why. Your downloaders are looking at this and going, what the fuck is this? And then lots of people looking at it and going, mate, this is just a standard Bloodstock lineup, yeah?
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, obviously this year sold out like very quickly. I think a lot of people didn't like that. I don't really know the best words to use here, but yeah, I would say at least Machine Head and Trivium were a little bit more mainstream than they would normally go. But when I say mainstream, liked by people other than the massive underground, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And they've obviously thought about it and gone, well, this works. If we go slightly different, who was it last year? Whitechapel was one of them. Like, ask most metalers, they've never heard of Whitechapel. Certainly like the real deep underground, Black and Decker metalers, etc. So yeah, it got a little bit more mainstream, and they thought, well, Slaughter to Prevail are popular by a little bit more in the mainstream because of things like TikTok and shit like that, and all the shorts videos of him fighting a bear, and so maybe that's where they've gone with them. But this is what I talked about earlier. And one thing I said before we started recording, which it could play a part in it, but I mean, I've never studied it. I don't know. It's just me throwing shower thoughts out there, thinking like, obviously we've seen how the internet has gone and how everything is targeted now. And if you really like a band, like say you're a big fan of Slaughter to Prevail, you're searching for them everywhere, and then it's going to start throwing stuff at you, and you go, oh, here's an interview with him, here's an interview with them, here's him fighting a bear, here's doing that bare knuckle fighting. And you're constantly seeing this, and subconsciously you might be thinking they're a bigger band than they actually are because you think everybody's seeing this, not just you. So I wonder if that's played a part in it as well for them to actually get the headline slot, probably a little bit before they should. I don't think anybody would question it if they sub-headlined.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they do have like nearly 2 million monthly listeners.
True.
That's more than enough to headline Bloodstock.
Yeah, but they're too popular for Bloodstock. Maybe not too popular.
Yeah,
that's not exactly what I'm trying to get at. Too mainstream is what a lot of Bloodstockers would think, but not say.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. Like, we think in the world of metal that's mainstream. I could tell you right now, no one in the mainstream is listening to Slaughter to Prevail.
Yeah, I don't mean like in the charts. Mainstream.
No, I know what you mean though. But like, within the bubble of our universe as metal, deathcore is very much the new metal.
Yeah,
currently.
yeah, okay, yeah.
It's it's the very popular form of metal. So I get that totally. Yeah.
I do you know what? I didn't know that. I hadn't really thought of it in that way, but you do make a very good point.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it's as big or as influential or any of that shit. I'm just saying that it's been the flavor of the last few years. No
it's talked about.
subgenre of metal has been more talked about, more played, got bigger than deathcore bands.
Yeah.
Like, it's just blown up massively. So yeah, it's like the fucking MySpace days all over again.
Yeah.
It's like that. Yeah, that wave of like Bring Me the Horizon and fucking Amity Affliction. I know all those fucking bands that came out at that point. It's like that all over again, but instead of it being MySpace, it's TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly what's happening again. So we've seen it all before, but yeah.
Yeah, but that is a very good point you're saying about, it is like the new metal of our day. Yeah, and it like, people will hear like a really disgusting part of a song and they'll go and tell their friends about it. Yeah, so it's talked about, and yeah, I get that. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, so it's relevant, which is good. And you know, like, they're doing what kind of like what Download want to do is you want to keep your festival relevant. You know, you've got two established bands, Lamb of God and Judas Priest, classic, you know, one Grandad Rock, Grandad Metal, and one Dad Metal, and then you've got the new one for the kids to like. So technically, for headliners, it's the perfect balance where you will draw everyone out, because you'll have our generation, you'll have the generation before, and you'll have all the kids there. So actually, it's a very clever set of headliners. It just doesn't, to everyone, seem like the most appealing set of headliners. Yeah, but I you know, if I can get there, I will be there enjoying it as much as the next man. So yeah,
awesome.
I see no difference to any other year. But anyway, yeah, so looking forward to next year. But yeah, in retrospect, 2025 Bloodstock is definitely up there in my Bloodstocks. It's probably, I think 2023 might be my favourite year, not necessarily because of the bands, but because of the time that I had.
Yeah.
I think this might be my second favourite Bloodstock.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, next year will be your favourite because I'll be there with you.
Well, then that will be my favourite.
You'll be like, you're with me. How can this not be my favourite Bloodstock? Oh, that's...
Well,
I'm looking back to the past too much. That's the kind of thing 20-year-old Adam would say.
No, it's a fight for Download between 2009. It's a fight. It's like two cocks rubbing together. It's a fight for my favourite Download between 2009 and 2023. And you were there for 2023.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So every year is going to be an Adam year and then a non-Adam year.
Anyway, let's stop all that rubbish. Anything else you wanted to say about Bloodstock?
No, it was really good. Bloodstock's a really great festival that everyone should go to, and we should get as many downloaders there as possible and wear as many Download t-shirts. Bring a Download t-shirt for every single day of Bloodstock just to piss people off, because it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of thing I would do. Like, if someone is being irrationally annoyed about something, I'll go, I'm going to poke that. That shouldn't annoy you, so I'm going to make it annoy you more. And that has got me into trouble a few times over a few things. So
I like that. I can't wait to see your plethora of Download shirts for Bloodstock.
I only have one. I chucked them all away. I've got one left.
You can borrow some of mine. I've got loads.
Okay. He's got millions.
Sweet.
Right. Yeah, let's call it there. Fantastic Bloodstock episode. Again, we've done a few in the past. I don't think I'd watched any of the vlogs.
A few? This is 5. We've done... This is the 5th time we fucking reviewed this festival.
We've been going for 4 years.
No, wait. 21, 22. No, sorry, 4. Yeah, sorry, 4. I was thinking 2020. Oh, it's not 2020, is it? It's 2021.
24, 25. Hang on. No, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So it could be 5.
Yeah, could be 5. Anyway, we've reviewed a lot of Bloodstocks.
Yeah.
That's all we're trying to say.
But I think I probably didn't watch any of the vlogs before the last few times. We probably tried rushing the episode out as well. So like, I feel like I know more this time. I feel like this is a much better episode because I can talk about a few more bits as well, and I understand when you're talking about it as well. It's not just
you're more
words
attached
and trying to imagine what's going on. I saw what's going on, and you're telling me about that bit. So yeah, it's cool. I really enjoyed this one. We should do more about Bloodstock.
We will.
Vicky, make
Bay
it happen.
Bloodstock. Bay Bloodstock.
Bay Bloodstock. Vicky, make it happen. Get it.
Yeah.
Slide in my DMs. And obviously get out of the podcast as well.
Whoa, easy. Oh, come on. That's not how you get into the festival.
No,
that's how you get punched.
I ain't going in. Right, yeah, so we should call it there. If you have any questions for Simon about Bloodstock or anything, do you know what? Don't put them in here. Go onto his vlog. Watch the vlog and then post, comment it. Help him out a bit.
I agree.
Yeah, that's good. I commented. Let's see if I got a notification about a reply back. I saw you replying to everybody else.
No, I haven't. I actually haven't gone through all of the ones and replied to them yet, but I will.
Okay, no, I haven't. He will reply to you. No, you did. You did reply to other people.
I'm very good.
Me.
I'm very good. I'm very good at it.
Just because it was me.
Very good at it.
Yeah, it's fine. He is very good at it. I'm not very good at it. Let's go. Right. We need to say a huge thank you to our patrons before we leave. Duncan Scott, Joe Butler, Mike Ferris, Andy Taylor, Liam Hopwood, Tom West, Vicky Rutter, Ethan Brown, Matthew, Chris Henderson, Scoot, Ben Zacconi, Henry Richardson, Chris Hambridge, Sean Schofield, Rip, Felipe the Flipchart, and James. All of you absolute massive legends. Thank you so much for supporting us, helping us do what we love doing and helping us to provide things like merch and everything. If anybody else wants to become a Patreon and watch along with us the parodies of two of the headliners that played Bloodstock last weekend, I can't believe Simon's never seen them. If you know what I'm talking about, you want to see his reaction because they're just incredible. If you want to join the Patreon, open up where you listen to the podcast, click on the episode description. In there should be a Linktree. In the Linktree should be a link to the Patreon. Or just simply go to patreon.com/C/U70042032. I thought we'd have a Dear Download thing or something.
Well, you just search for it. You don't type in the actual names anymore.
Yeah.
You just go on Patreon and search.
Maybe I can change that.
Yeah.
I've never looked at that. Yes, search for it or use a Linktree, whatever. Plenty of other stuff you can do in that Linktree. You can send us an email if you want to. If you want to book us for a festival, you can join our Discord. Cool stuff is going on in there all the time. But yeah, otherwise, Simon, what else is going on your YouTube? What have you got planned?
I've got loads of stuff planned for the rest of the year. All the videos are planned now. All the scripts, most of the scripts are written. So I'm just filming stuff. And I've got, by the time this comes out, my 2025 festival year in review should be out. So that's me reviewing Trees, Bloodstock, and Download and giving them a star ranking out of 5. So
very nice.
Yeah, that's the next one coming up, and then loads and loads of shit later on.
Loads of shit later on. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll probably just say actually for the Patreon, it was in my head, but I never actually put it in words and said it. But we'll try and do it as a live thing. It won't be super long because we're only just coming up with the ideas as on the fly tonight. But it'll be a good start. So if we can do it live on Patreon next week, it'll be Wednesday 8:00, the time we normally start recording. Let's say 8:30 because we chat for a bit. Next Wednesday at 8:30 on the Patreon. If we can be live, we will be. If not, we'll just put a thing out on our Discord saying that it's not happening, technical difficulties or something like that. We will see. But anyway, you've done your plug. Right, it's time for us to go. Have I missed anything?
That's it, dude.
Missed anything?
You've done it. You nailed it once more.
I nailed it once more. Okay, so for this episode then, it's a goodbye from Simon.
Goodbye.
And a goodbye from me. Goodbye.